Now, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, meantime, has laid out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin, showcasing a relationship that's angered the U.S. and led to hefty trade tariffs. The Russian president is visiting New Delhi for the first time since ordering the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. For more, let's bring in Bloomberg Sudhi Ranjan Sen. And of course, Sudhi, it wasn't just a red carpet. We saw Prime Minister Modi embracing Vladimir Putin. Shows the warm relationship between the two.
Indeed, and in fact, it's in a rare gesture. Prime Minister Modi was at the airport to receive President Putin. Not very many times have we seen Prime Minister Modi going to the airport. It's not the first, but it's not also a regular event. So it kind of shows the kind of warm ties that is there, and also the effort that India and Prime Minister Modi himself is putting in to make this visit a success. And interestingly, also he kind of sat with President Putin in the same car. They drove out for some time once President Putin landed. Later in the evening, he hosted President Putin for a private dinner at his residence in New Delhi. Today we are going to see, of course, the ceremonial welcome, when all stops are going to be pulled out when he's received by the President of India. And then, of course, the bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Modi is scheduled this afternoon. And a host of economic and trade measures are expected from that meeting.
Well, the thing is, how do you unlock the relationship, right? The trade deals, because so far, the deals that have been signed before have pretty much underperformed.
Well, that is true, and the other concern that the Indian side has is the fundamental difference between the Indian economy and the Russian economy. The Russian economy driven much by the state-owned companies, whereas India has many small, medium-scale private sector, which plays a bigger role, which plays a more important role. But that said, there is a very strong effort to get the two, the businesses of the two sides to talk. And in fact, there is, on the sidelines of the meeting, of the bilateral meeting between the two leaders, there is also meeting of the industry, captains of the industry. And from the statements that have come out and, the briefings that we have got, there is a clear focus to broaden and widen this relationship up from the traditional sectors of ties between India and Russia to commerce and trade.
And of course, front and center is actually defense between the two sides. And we're hearing about that $2 billion submarine deal. How significant is this?
It is very, very significant because, as we've reported yesterday, India, while we are seeing that there is a steady drop in India's defense purchases from Russia. It is moving to sources like United States, Germany, and France. But when it comes to critical areas like a nuclear submarine, it's one of the most complex platforms ever built and to be operated. India is still depending on Russia. It's a different matter that these discussions have been going on for some time. But at this juncture, to continue to stick on with Russia simply shows the comfort level that India has with Russia in these critical sectors.